What is going on? As you can see, actually the listeners won't be able to see this, but for all viewers right now, I'm in a suit because it's a special day today because one of my most hated players, Trent Alexander-Arnold, has left the Premier League. He has left on his own onus. He left his boyhood club for free.
Well, technically, he didn't fully leave the Prem, no? Is it confirmed he's going to Madrid?
Yeah. Here we go.
Tapping confirmed it, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
He did a video.
Oh, shit.
He made a video,
and there's a
man.
video
Going
too.
to Madrid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where else?
About leaving Liverpool.
Oh, no, I thought he can still go to another Prem team.
Where? Orlando Pirates?
Nah,
How would
you
you go to another Prem team?
never know, bro.
Nah.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Can't trust anybody nowadays, bro. You can go to Man City.
No. Fabrizio Romano tweeted out that breaking Trent Alexander-Arnold to
What?
Real Madrid. Here we go. Decision to leave Liverpool now confirmed as Trent says goodbye to the club after winning the PL title. Documents being prepared for Trent to join Real Madrid on a 5-year contract.
Boom.
Verbal agreement done already. So it's a here we go.
So how long until we see Trent delete his Barca propaganda tweets?
What tweet is it again?
Talking about how Messi's the best player in the world.
You can keep
Messi's a
going.
genius.
I don't think he'll delete those, man. I feel like there's plenty of players that probably have tweets like that, no?
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
Tweets have been deleted before.
But you don't think
I know.
half of those Madrid players think Messi's the GOAT?
Yeah, but you can't come into a Real Madrid team and have that on your profile.
Why not?
I think they'll
Nah.
be perfectly fine with it.
Ronaldo's
I'm
not
sure
even
we've
there
seen
anymore.
players do that before too, where they deleted their stuff, some stuff.
Even just like changing their tune in interviews, like where in the
Yeah.
past they'll say like, oh, like Messi's the best player, but like their first interview for Madrid or their first few interviews, they're talking about how Ronaldo was like their favorite player growing up
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
We've seen it with, I swear, Vinny when before he went to Madrid, or when he just started there. I think it was before. He said Messi was the best.
Yeah.
Goes to Madrid, says Ronaldo's the best. Mbappe said Messi was the best too.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think
he
so,
did.
bro.
Bro,
He had
Mbappe-
posters of Ronaldo in his
Yeah,
room,
That's
bro.
true.
Ronaldo's his idol.
Yeah.
No, but there's always those instances where people say he's the best and they switch because, yeah, you go into the rival team. It does, even though you might not mean it, the fans are gonna applaud you for saying that. So
Yeah.
For sure.
at the end of the day, right now, what's the most important thing? What you think, or like keeping your fans happy?
Okay, but the real question is, are you considered a traitor for leaving your boyhood club, especially for free? Yeah, I mean, you could see the scousers on Twitter going absolutely wild, calling Trent a rat, saying he's a disgrace, that he's this, he's that for leaving. Because not only did he leave, he left for free, like you said. Sound like Coutinho, they got that club over 100 M's. Trent left for free, bro. Zero.
Yeah,
He
but
left them nothing.
what club's gonna pay whatever his fee is? I don't even know what he would go for.
Doesn't
Like, he's
matter.
going over 100 mil.
He's one of the best
No.
right backs in the world.
Like
No.
80 mil.
A player of that ilk should generate money, no?
Ilk.
Generational talent, no? Is he not? generational?
That's what I was
talent?
saying back
You've
in the
said it
day.
before, right?
But
Yeah.
maybe Liverpool wants to keep him for the season. Like maybe I'm sure in the summer like offers came in, but they probably said like we want to keep him, we want to try extending him. They thought maybe they can change his mind, right?
Yeah, but we've seen players in the past extend their contracts and then leave like right after. We saw it with Suarez.
But he stayed a whole other season. He didn't just extend it and leave like within like a month.
He could have extended before.
He could have. It is a little bit of a snake move, but I don't necessarily think that him leaving is a snake move because I do think, like, realistically speaking, he's already won everything there is to win at Liverpool, right? So maybe, he wanted his journey to be a little bit different. He wanted to play in Spain, right? Maybe he always loved Madrid. He wants to go play with his mate, right?
Yeah, so let me leave my lasting legacy with this club for £0.
Yeah.
Let me be this final drop on the piece of paper, nil.
Do you guys think that they win the Premier League without him
Yeah,
this season?
yeah.
Like, let's say
This season.
let's say he left in the summer for like 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 mil, whatever it was. Do you think that they win the Premier League without Trent?
Absolutely.
Bro, this Prem sucked.
This Prem season was one of the worst Prem seasons in a while, first of all, right? For a gaffer like Arne Slot to come into the squad and literally win it blindfoldedly. If anything, Arsenal deserves to win it the way they're performing the last couple seasons. We thought they'd be like the next one to come win it. City are not the City we saw in the last 4 or 5 years now. Dude, this Premier League title was literally handed to this Liverpool team.
Yeah, you got United and Spurs in 14th and 16th.
That's fair, but I don't think anybody expected that to start the season. Like, I think Liverpool going into the season, I think they wanted to go in with like every player they could, and it was a risk they took at the end of the day, right? because I'm sure offers came in from teams in the summer. But realistically speaking, if he only wanted to go to Madrid and Madrid know that, they're going to play the waiting game. They're not going to go and spend 60, 70 million euros on a player who they know is going to come to them for free in the summer. The same thing happened with Mbappe.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that Trent has won everything with Liverpool. Does he have a bigger Liverpool legacy than Stevie G?
I think
By the accolades, yes.
by the
but
accolades, yes, but by the fact that he left,
no.
no.
Yeah.
And we said this before. I swear we had a discussion about this too. Saying Salah might be it too, but at the end of the day, Liverpool is Gerrard and Gerrard is Liverpool. That's one guy that never left. Boyhood club. We always thought that maybe Trent would be the next guy, but no. And sometimes money talks, but no, it's. Imagine if Gerrard left though.
Bro, I guess the fans weren't threatening Trent like they were to Stevie, eh?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, Trent would probably still be in Liverpool, no?
Do you think maybe that he felt underappreciated at Liverpool?
In what fashion?
Like, do you think that maybe like everyone that was always talking about Salah, Mane, Firmino, Van Dijk, Alisson, Henderson, this season they're talking about McAllister, Diaz. Like, no one really talked about Trent.
Yeah, but
you think maybe he felt disrespected?
You know why he didn't? Because you forgot about that clip
What?
from maybe about 2 preseasons ago. Jurgen Klopp going up to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you could see in that moment he is making him the vice captain of Liverpool.
Mm.
He gave him that honor,
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp, and he threw it away. With Van Dijk gone maybe in like 2 years, Trent was on the road to be captain of the club.
Yeah.
First captain.
Didn't want it though.
He didn't want it. He wanted to go to Madrid where he's gonna get dummied by Lamine and Raphinha on the flanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he did get a lot of hate though too in the Premier League.
Unnecessarily, man.
Unnecessarily, but
Trent,
also,
bro,
but like
that was
also
crazy.
because
Nah, he got hated a lot, bro.
he
Yeah, Van Dijk was
is technically one of the worst defenders. I think there was a stat this season. I think
Most dribbled pass?
most dribbled pass this season. I
Wait,
believe
It's not
is-
why
is the
he's on
stat
that
I
pitch
saw.
though. You know,
Yeah.
like, dude, he's
But-
got
but that's
115
why, like-
goals and assists in his time at Liverpool.
It's mad.
right
No, I'm
back.
not saying it's not a good thing, but like at the end of the day, a defender's a defender. What's his first task?
I think his first task is to create chances
Then why is he not in the mid?
because he can't play midfield.
Why are you not? Why I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
So then, what's the striker's first target?
Most of the time to score goals.
Okay, so
Right.
then is Lautaro better than Gurasi?
Not this season.
You don't think so, Spatty?
I think so.
Yeah, even though he doesn't score more goals.
We're gonna get off on on a tangent here.
Well,
but
no,
I'm just
I
saying.
see where Dave is getting at.
Yeah.
If Trent is such a good midfielder and his best attribute
not a
is
good
creating
midfielder,
chances, okay, but sorry, if his best attribute is creating chances
Yeah,
and his first job isn't a defender, why isn't he a midfielder? Why isn't he in the midfield?
because he can't play midfield.
Why?
so
he
then,
can't. He doesn't have the ability to play midfield. Creating chances as a right back is completely different than creating chances as a center mid. You can say the same thing as a right wing. What's their main goal? Right wing. What's their main goal?
Take players on, create.
So why is Salah so good at scoring goals? Is he not a good right winger because all he does is score goals?
he could play, he
Salah's
could play
more of like a
striker too.
right,
Yeah.
like forward, I'd say.
I agree.
Okay,
So what you're
I'm saying.
what you're telling me right now is
Yeah.
that Trent Alexander-Arnold is this generational talent.
Who are you talking about?
Trent Alexander-Arnold
Yeah,
is this generational
Let's call him
talent
Trent.
yeah.
who can play make, who can assist, who can score, but
Yeah.
he could only do it as a right back.
Yeah. Dude, right back and center mid are completely different positions.
Wait.
man. It's a different skill
Th-
set.
then why is Fede Valverde so incredible
go.
at both?
Does he create the chances like Trent does? How many goals and assists does he have in his tenure at Madrid?
I don't know his official
115?
numbers, but he's created big ones. He has a
he
Champions League final assist.
Dude, I'm sure Trent has created big chances too. I can think of one on the top of my head.
Yeah, but he also got dummied for that Valverde assist to Vinny in the Champions League final.
It happens.
Some
man.
are saying that was an inside job.
That's crazy.
That's what
crazy.
some people are saying.
Who's saying that?
A lot of Liverpool fans are saying inside job.
I'm
He
sure
just
they're
let
saying
Vinny slide by.
Yeah.
He did kind of let him go by though.
I don't know. It's one of those things, dude. At the end of the day, like when you have a player like that who has that skill set in a position that's maybe not the most natural, but he has such an impact on the game, you just have to let him do his thing. It's one of those situations. But dude, he can't play center mid. He tried, didn't work. Just because you can create chances at right back doesn't mean you can create chances at center mid.
Okay, so where is he gonna slot in at Madrid? Because
That's
Carvajal will be fit for next season.
Yeah.
I'd assume he'd be starting right back.
Captain.
Do we see Trent in the midfield?
No, here I was thinking about this because me and Matthews were talking about this on the way to like do the jerseys today, and I was thinking if Xabi Alonso's coming in, most likely is looking like he's gonna be playing a back three. So Carvajal is gonna have to either slot into that right center back position, or he's gonna have to slot into that right mid position. Where does Carvajal kind of fit better? I think he might fit better in that right center back position, which would allow Trent to be in that right wing back position. That would allow him to be very offensive, and he wouldn't have to defend too much either
So where does Fede Valverde slot in?
in the mid.
What about the other midfielders?
They don't have that many good ones.
Kamavinga, Chouameni, Bellingham,
It's gonna be
Arda
Jude,
Güler. Does he finally get starting minutes?
it's gonna be
No.
Jude and Valverde.
Really?
Jude might even play higher up the field, man.
Where's the DM in there?
Yeah, if you put Jude higher up, then you put Chouameni or Kamavinga, one of those guys. They're those
What about
guys-
Zubimendi? Xabi Alonso is saying he demands to sign him
Hey.
if he signs as manager.
Chouameni might leave
Yeah.
too.
To where? Arsenal?
Maybe.
Eh.
Nah.
I mean, realistically speaking, when a new manager comes in, if a player doesn't fit his style, right, then they might be gone. Chouameni could be out. Kamavinga could be out. Rodrigo probably going to be out.
Yeah,
Right.
but they just made Kamavinga the official face of T90.
So what does that have to do with Madrid?
PR.
Big player.
Madrid
PR.
is- if anything, they want him gone
Big
now.
player. Big player.
They already got Mbappe, bro. They need more big players, man.
No, but you're saying Carvajal playing center back?
right center back in the three
How
back. Yeah,
the guy's like 5'2".
he's definitely not. He's 5'7", and it.
He can
Okay,
I think it's like
doesn't help
5'9".
your case.
Yes,
You're gonna have
100%
Rudiger
does.
there?
You never. What?
You have Rudiger on beside him.
It doesn't matter who their back three.
You're gonna have Asensio beside him.
Do you know how a back three works? Like you don't actually like play in a
Bruh.
back three most of the time. You move.
I don't think
You
so.
move as a team. It switches to a back four, to a back three, back four.
Okay,
back
so what's the
three.
lineup? What's the lineup, Chabi?
Tactical spoke.
If I had to put out a Madrid lineup right now, I'd put obviously Courtois in net. Is Militao fit?
It should be.
Okay, so we'll say I'm gonna go with Rudiger, Militao, and Carvajal at the back three.
Wait, you're gonna stop the what's it called?
Asensio,
growth
we
of
don't need
Asensio?
Asensio, no.
He-
Here we go. Dave's gonna say
Madrid
something
fans
about
are
people
saying this
he's
guy's
better
the
than
next thing.
Kubarsi.
He's not. Though.
People are saying that he's better than Kubarsi or he's
He's
right
not.
beside him.
I don't think anybody ever said that, man.
I don't.
I
Even,
heard
I don't
people
even think he's better than Nacho. He's good. He's not.
He's still young. You're gonna stop his
He's
growth.
good. He's just an average center back.
Okay, you're at. Would you? Okay,
He's not Madrid level. I
Okay,
think, if
but
they
would
wanna
you
be winning
rather-
Champions
Really?
League.
help the growth of
No, I
your
think so.
young
Think he's a starter
center
for
back
winning the
that's
championship?
gonna be better for you in
I
the
don't think
seasons
so.
to come.
But you're talking
Or-
about Madrid.
Or Carvajal.
They don't give a shit
or
about the
Carvajal,
development
who's
of
probably
players.
expires. His contract expires next season.
Buddy, they don't give a shit about the development players.
Maybe they should. Maybe this
No.
year they do.
No. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Nah, bro, come on.
They got okay. So that again, their best back three is gonna be Rudiger, Militao, Carvajal.
That's crazy.
It's a horrific.
That's a
back three,
horrible
man.
back.
It's not
three.
that. I don't think it's that bad to be honest.
Bad
Horrific
back
back
three.
three,
It's
bro.
not that bad.
Classico's gonna be tasty, bro.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not, though.
gonna get-
It's not.
they're
That
gonna
means
get
you guys-
absolutely
That means
feasted
gonna
on,
be
bro.
eating.
Continue
man.
with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I can't. You got
Go
people.
ahead.
So Trent at right, left is the problem. I think they got to sign someone else. They got to sign someone at that left wing back position, which I feel like Grimaldo might come in or like a Frimpong, and then they could swap people around. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Swap people.
I don't know. Like put Trent.
Put
on
Carvajal left
I
back
don't
there.
know.
Trent will play left.
Bro,
wing.
I don't know. I'm just putting stuff out. They gotta do something. They gotta sign someone.
Holy shit.
Good
bro.
thing you're not the guy.
Buddy, if they're playing three at the back, they gotta sign a left
Team
mid.
might get
Okay,
relegated.
3 in the mid. We're playing 3-5-2.
3-4-3.
3-4-3.
And then two mid. It could be Valverde, Jude, unless they get Zubamendi.
Bro, Jude makes a bad passes. Guys like this. You think he's running
Bro,
back?
that's
Bro's doing the meme.
Bro, you think he's running
It's gonna
back?
be different under Xabi Alonso. Different manager now.
Bellingham's whole game is bringing the ball up and trying to score.
Okay, then if Zubamendi comes in, then
If he
could
doesn't
get
do that,
pushed
then
up.
he's just a normal 8 or
If Zubamendi
6.
comes in, then he could get pushed up.
So no room for Fede Valverde.
Then
then?
who's playing up top, bro?
Bro, Jude's gonna be in the box waiting for those Trent
Bro,
crosses,
it-
bro.
Jude's playing left wing, bro.
If Zubamendi comes in, Jude gets pushed up.
Hmm.
The striker?
So no,
To one of the two behind.
Mbappe would probably be like a false 9 scenario. Maybe he is.
You said 3-4-3.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You get two behind the striker, probably.
Yeah.
3-4-2.
Not Vinny and Rodrigo?
Rodrigo's
Rodrigo's
gone.
To where?
He's not going to be there.
Where's he
It's
going?
going to be Vinny and Mbappe, obviously.
They're saying Rodrigo might hail the number 10 from Luka Modric.
Nah,
What?
it's
Who's
not
saying that,
That's not happening, bro.
No, I think
Trent is gonna get the number 10.
dude, that would be
And
disgraceful.
you're forgetting about Arda Güler, who's another candidate for the number
He's
10.
not starting.
So who's getting the 10?
No one.
Carvajal, bro. I don't know. Asensio.
Okay, anyways. Mediocre lineup, whatever.
It's a mediocre team.
You know
That's what I
what's
gotta work
missing
with.
in that team, though? A Toni Kroos.
Who?
Type profile. Toni Kroos.
What is that?
That's how you pronounce his name in German. It's
Sure.
Kroos. It's
Nah.
not Kroos.
I don't think
Toni
so, bro.
Kroos.
I've never heard anybody call him Toni Kroos.
Is that
bro.
so?
Anyways, Toni Kroos said recently that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world.
Okay.
A Barcelona player is the best midfielder in the world. Thoughts?
Yeah, who's he going to say?
He's not lying.
Is he going to say Caballero?
Caballero, the goalie.
Well, you'd expect a Madrid legend, arguably greatest midfielder in your club's history, to represent his own team, no?
but who though?
He
Like
doesn't care about
Bellingham.
Oh, what about the Pedri versus Jude debate that everyone seems to have?
Toni Kroos doesn't want to be a liar, bro. You know what? Like he's an honest man. He's very religious. You know, doesn't want to lie.
Let me read what Cruz said.
Say it right.
He was glazing like a Barca fan. I read it.
Glazing, because I'm reading this right now. He was glazing Pedri, bro. Cruz was glazing Pedri.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Toni Kroos said, Pedri is currently the best there is in that position in my eyes.
Hmm.
Pedri, in general, is a player who you will miss when he is not playing, no matter against whom. He not only scores, he doesn't only assist goals, he gives you solutions. I had a look at what Pedri is doing this season, and in the Champions League alone, he outplays 52 opponents per game. In La Liga, it's even more extreme. He overplays 59 opponents per game. He beats 11 to 12 defenders per game, which is the most difficult thing for a midfielder. He is the best. And if you're missing a player like that, you will notice it.
W.
Cruz,
Glaze.
man, you're telling facts, man. That's all I can see.
Yeah.
So Toni Kroos had all those stats just on his dome?
I guess,
Like-
bro, this guy's probably reading.
Tapped in, bro.
He's
Who-
tapped
yeah.
into
Who,
Pedri.
who wrote him this tweet for him?
Yeah. He tweeted that.
No, he said
Or
it in an
like
interview.
interview.
Who's his football stylist, bro?
You know what, bro? You know what that probably is? That's probably just a way for Toni Kroos to say like, "Look what Madrid are missing. They're missing me." He's bringing it back to himself. That's all he's doing, because he's saying like Pedri is basically, you know, similar play style to Toni Kroos,
I agree.
and basically he's saying like Madrid have all these players, but they don't have me, and that's why they're falling apart.
So it's a fake
And I
humble
agree.
act.
It's a fake humble act. I
Damn,
think. Yeah.
that's crazy.
He pulled a fast one on you guys. He
Jeez,
Got him.
fooled us all,
he
man.
fooled all you guys, man. Yeah.
Don't have retirement now.
I mean, he's speaking facts. He is speaking facts. That's what Madrid are missing. If you really think about it, they're missing
Midfield
they're
sucks.
missing
But
a dictator.
how do you feel if you're Jude hearing this?
Jude doesn't do that though. That's not what he does.
But you don't think that he hears these debates, Pedri, Jude, who's better? And then your club legend says that Pedri's the best?
This season Pedri's been better, right? Last season Jude was better, right?
I feel like since Cruz retired, he's able to say this. Because imagine if Cruz was still playing.
Bro, Cruz probably
He would not be
would've said it
allowed.
still.
Huh?
Yeah.
No,
Cruz
no,
Cruz has
he
a pretty
could
Cruz
not
has a
say
pretty
that.
big mouth, bro.
I don't think he would say that though, bro. With his teammate Bellingham right beside him, he can't
Bro,
do that
he
if
like
he's
talk
playing.
shit to Aubameyang on Twitter for
Mhm.
wearing masks for his child. I don't think he cares.
No, but it looks like it's gonna be an exciting season next year with Trent at Real Madrid. Like he said he wanted to try something else. So I don't blame him for going to Real Madrid. Everyone's saying, "Oh, he's a trade, this and that." Bro, what's the best way to leave a team when you want something? They won the Premier League.
Yeah.
This guy hang his freaking shirt on the corner flag. That was max aura right there. And he left on a high. Imagine he left when they were losing or you know, they didn't even make top four or something.
Yeah.
That's the best time to leave. Is he going to get cooked by Lamine Yamal and Raphinha and anyone else? Yes. But stay tuned because we'll see you next year.
Is
Stay
is
tuned.
Trent that missing piece?
No.
No.
I don't
Again-
even I don't even know if he fits in the puzzle.
Well, that's what I was, that's what I said about Mbappe. And sure, like he does his thing, but I said sometimes because you're the best player, you don't have to go to Madrid. I understand Madrid wants the best players of the best. That's the team, that's their motto. But Madrid, man, like listen to me for 1 second. You don't have to have the best player every time. You don't need him.
They're gonna listen to you.
They kind of need
Listen
them,
to you,
though.
bro.
I'm just saying.
But when
They don't need
Madrid
him. I
come
think
calling,
they need
bro.
a proper right back. I don't know who, but he's not him.
They have a proper right back.
Carvajal, bro. That's like
Carvalho's
35.
good. Carvalho's good.
He's not 35. He's like 33, 32.
Well, David's plea to Real Madrid is similar to what PSG have started to adopt. You don't need the marquee gala players. You need the players that fit in the system, complement each other, and it breeds results.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but Madrid's not a small team like PSG.
Well, maybe it's time to start learning, especially after this season, where if they end up winning nothing, knock on wood, hopefully they do end up winning nothing. Imagine that, and
Hey,
then going like, bro,
They're
Learn.
not the learners. They're the teachers.
teaching what? Teaching how to
Right,
lose
how to
and
win.
lose. Teaching how to lose
It
to
happens, bro.
Barca every freaking game.
How to win games.
It's
They don't win
titles.
games, man.
Bro, 1 year. They just won the Champions League last year.
They'll be fine, man.
Their ass.
They'll be fine.
Let me talk to Trent for a sec. Trent, you're a dirty rat, and us Scousers will never respect you. That's all I gotta say, bro.
Yeah, no, Liverpool fans are going a little extreme, I think, man.
Bro, even Patty the Batty said something to him.
Of course,
You're
bro.
a fucking rat.
Yeah, but you gotta
A full
remember,
rat.
Liverpool fans have such a special bond with their club. It represents the city. Like I saw James Tarkowski, Everton defender,
Mm-hmm.
go on Sky Sports and basically said, "Man, it's every kid's dream to play for Real Madrid." I don't blame Trent. Mind you, this is a Manc playing for Everton. You don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's the whole leaving on a free. If he left with some pocket change coming back to Liverpool, then it's a different story.
They would have got pissed either way.
Then they would have got mad at the fee. Oh,
Yeah,
50
there's,
mil is not
there's
enough.
always going to be something. And let's not forget, it was what, last season that he was supposed to go?
And he stayed another year.
And he
Won-
stayed for
won the
another year.
trophy.
What else do you want? Liverpool had time to make this contract if they really wanted to. But they waited. They
That's what I'm
waited, they
saying.
waited, they waited. Look, they even waited with freaking Van Dijk and Salah. Two other world-class players that they had.
Because the money ain't there,
Well,
bro.
well,
There's
then
no
whose
transfer
fault
fees
is it?
coming
Well,
in, bro.
well,
Then whose fault is
Well,
it?
that was maybe their demise. The planning of the contract renewals, it didn't line up properly. They didn't execute properly because their three marquee players were due in the same summer.
Hey, so then you know what? How about not thinking like this? They're probably happy and thankful that Trent left. Why? Because, okay, thankfully, now we actually have room to spend money on Salah and Van Dijk. They should be thanking Trent.
But now they
Because
need
of
transfer
him-
fees for the summer because they gotta
Okay,
sign players.
But they
Nah, they just
it
won
was
the Prem.
either
They'll
it
be
was
fine.
either he leaves or they sign him. What money are they gonna get? They can't even sign Van Dijk and Salah.
I think they would rather have Trent stay than those two guys.
I don't know.
Yeah. Bro, he's.
You think?
he's
Wait,
born
wait.
and bred
You think?
Liverpool.
You think Liverpool would have got more mad or less mad if Salah left, or more mad or less mad that Van Dijk left than Trent?
Dude, if
I think Trent leaving is the best solution.
if
here.
Trent stayed and the other two left, then Liverpool fans would be having an absolute meltdown on Twitter.
Exactly.
Saying, why would you keep this guy? He's a right back who can't defend. They'd be talking shit about him. Dude, you can't win. It's one of those situations where whether you keep him, whether he leaves, you can't win. So
I
to lose.
it's
so-
a lose-lose.
Bro,
Legit,
I
like,
truly think
as a neutral.
I truly think Liverpool fans should be thanking Trent
I
because
agree.
of him. They signed Van Dijk and Salah to other contracts.
Yeah, dude. And they got
Two
you know
aging
what?
players.
They got
Whoa.
Connor Bradley.
They're best
too,
players.
You know,
They're getting older, bro.
They're best players.
Their next season could be done like that.
Bro,
Okay,
Matthews
the next
is,
season
Matthews
they
is
can
ready to
always
sign
win.
players for 2035, bro.
Yeah, but a fun fact: Trent's first ever Instagram post is him at the Bernabeu.
I did see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
Full
commented like
circle,
saying like
bro.
training at the Bernabeu or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
It's a pic of him with Raheem Sterling and CBG.
That's
Young Trent.
that's
Kind of like
that's
how like
emotional,
when
man.
Raphinha posted on IG like way back in the day, him in Barcelona, caption like dreaming or something like that.
Man, everyone and their mother has a picture with them in a Barca kit. And just be like, oh, I was a Barca fan forever.
Hey man, a
I
lot
was
of
a
Barca
Madrid
fans
fan
out
That's how
there.
it be, bro. That's how it be, man.
I got you guys on Madrid kits too.
He does.
Hey, I was forced.
Nah.
That's men's league in
I
it.
think you guys chose those kids still.
Men's league in it. Bro.
I mean, but look. Speaking of traders, an almost trader, Raphinha.
you look like a day trader.
You do. look-
Thank you. But Raphinha revealed that in 2021, he almost played for Italy. Almost.
God damn.
That Euro 2020, he was supposed to be there. And that his passport didn't get solved in time. His
Luckily.
Italian passport.
Luckily,
And he
said.
did say luckily because,
Well, obviously.
of course, his dream to play for Brazil. But, you know, how does football change? Does Raphinha start for that Italy team? Is he, you know, Italy's diamond player at this point? Do they still win the Euro? Does he play? Like, what's the situation? Should he have chose Italy?
If he chose Italy, I don't think he goes to Barca. I don't see an Italian player on Barca, even though he's Brazilian. It's just not a Barca signing, an Italian player, you know. But I also don't think. I feel like something would happen. Italy wouldn't win the Euro. Like you know how like one domino gets pushed over, they all fall. I just feel like something would happen and Italy would not win that Euro. So
I also
He's still
I
Brazil.
also think that if Raphinha became Italian, he would never be at this level he is right now because we know Italians do not get to high levels right now in this generation.
That's
In this
crazy.
generation, yes. Who's your best Italian
That's
right now?
crazy, but it's
No.
true.
Okay, who else?
Bastoni.
Attacking
That's it.
talent.
Attacking talent.
Attacking- okay,
Bro,
no.
I'm talking about an attacker. You're
You
bringing a
didn't say
defender
that,
to
you just-
midfielder.
they don't produce top talent anymore.
To be fair,
Ooh.
you didn't say that, Dave.
Okay, an attacker.
Okay, yeah, no, then I agree.
Yeah,
You could have just said that.
yeah,
But you're
right.
telling me that he would have been at the same level if he was Italian?
Yeah, he would have been good.
I
No
said
way.
that he probably wouldn't have went to Barca. So probably not. Barca kind of took him to the next
But
level.
realistically speaking, if everything else stayed the same in his club career, he hasn't really done anything for Brazil.
He's only been playing for a couple games.
Exactly.
Probably-
So you
like,
can't
probably
say
doesn't have
him
a
switching
handful.
his nationality is going to change the outcome of his
He
career.
probably has been the best player for Brazil recently.
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
better.
for the most part, yeah.
But realistically
so-
speaking, like him getting to this level had nothing to do with playing for Brazil,
No, if anything, it hindered it.
right? If you think about it, like
It's true.
what did him becoming good have anything to do with playing for Brazil? Nothing. Like he got to this level
Mhm.
because he's at Barcelona, not because he played for Brazil.
No, players at that level when you play for Brazil is because you've been good for your league. You don't just play
Okay.
for Brazil.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
When's the last time an Italian player played for Barcelona?
Never.
What do you
That-
mean never, bro?
No,
Zambrotta.
Zambrotta.
Oh, yeah, then brought it.
Would that have changed his path to Barcelona? It's like an Italian playing for Barcelona.
Nah, if you're good, bro, you get signed, bro.
If you're good, you're
Wait,
good.
I have a question. I have an actual question. This is a deep question for Spatty.
Damn.
Shit, bro.
Don't hurt his
If-
brain
if-
too much, bro.
No. If Raphinha was Italian, would you be supporting Barcelona?
No, I don't think you would.
Would you still have this
Was it-
spite that you had?
Do I support any?
Would you still have this anger
Yeah.
against Barcelona?
Bro, yeah.
That
So
he
what-
might just not have the anti-Raphinha gene,
Yeah, I would like Raphinha.
but he'd be anti-Barca. He might just hate like someone else more. Like,
true.
I actually don't mind Raphinha. It's just Barca I hate.
would you take him at Juve
Yeah, now
if he was
yeah.
Italian instead
Yeah,
of
probably,
Brazilian?
Take him anyways.
No, you wouldn't,
If you're a logical, sane person.
you wouldn't before. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
an
but
updated
I
version
didn't
of the
before,
question.
'cause-
Wait, you said you wouldn't take him over Nico Gonzalez a
I
few
know.
months back.
I say that because you guys are brash.
That's shocking ball knowledge, to be honest.
Let's say that, yeah, but it's not from ball knowledge. It's just from
Emotion.
Emotion,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, but if he does sign for the team at that time, does he start? Does he get a run in? Is he
No.
starting over who at that time was Insigne on the left and Berardi on the right until Chiesa came in like game 2 or 3?
He's a super sub.
He would have been, yeah, he'd have been maybe a super sub. He's not better than Insigne at that time. Was better than him for sure. He was probably better than Berardi. Berardi wasn't that good. He was just like a guy that just does his job.
Where
Serie A
was he even
merchant.
playing at that time?
Who?
Was he still at Rennes or was he at Leeds already?
Oh, it
at
was
that
at Leeds
time?
already.
His leads, yeah.
Yeah.
You think because James Jay puts a good point. Chiesa wasn't starting, right? Because Berardi was starting.
Yeah, but
You
he
think-
did start.
You think Raphinha would have started and wouldn't have given a chance to Chiesa?
No,
Mm.
bro, Chiesa was cooking.
They're coming off
But
the bench
because
together.
Berardi wasn't doing as well.
No, but even in the league, that
Later
year,
on, Chiesa went on and started, and then he started to cook. Obviously,
even in the league that year, he had it. That was his first like breakout year. He was definitely gonna start.
I mean,
eventually.
if Berardi was playing well, like in the
Yeah,
first
you're not
game, he
gonna take
wouldn't have
off a player.
started.
Exactly.
he probably would have started because he would have came off the bench, scored.
Well, that's
off the
what
bench.
happened. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying if
what happened.
Berardi was playing good,
Yeah, but like, what's good?
like scoring in game 1 and then scoring in game 2 again, or
Okay,
getting
then-
an assist.
Then Berardi would be a top talent. Yeah, you're keeping him on.
Berardi would be at Barca, man.
Yeah,
Okay, so would Raphinha be the best Italian footballer right now?
No.
No.
Why?
because there's Barella and Bastoni.
So what Italian player is up for the Ballon d'Or?
No,
Okay,
God.
man.
Okay, what?
You put one of those.
Hey, that's a
players-
fair notion because look,
Oh.
Inter was en route to the treble until they lost the Coppa Italia route. They're obviously still in line for the league and the Champions League. Why are there no Inter players in top 10 odds for Ballon d'Or?
My question answering to that though, why wasn't Lautaro ranked higher last year, considering what he was able to do with his club and his national team?
I'm asking you guys the question.
Is-
You
is-
tell me.
Is it is it
PR.
is it biased? Is La Liga like number one? You know, French league number one.
Lautaro was what, 5th last year?
considering he won Ballon d'Or. Sorry, considering he won Copa America, top goal scorer for tournament and league.
Yeah.
Won the league. Did
Scored
they
in the
have
final.
scored in the final? Did he have the decent run in the Champions League too? No, I
No,
don't
they
know.
got knocked out by. Who did they get knocked out by? I don't know. They didn't go far last year.
Milan.
Was it Milan?
Right.
No, that was the year
So
before.
what was your question again, Jay? Why?
Why can't they?
Yeah,
They-
why
they
why
have-
is there no Inter players in the top 10 Ballon d'Or?
I just feel like they're not. Their
That good?
PR isn't there.
There's
Like
no PR.
there's no. The
they're
PR,
not they're not that good individually per se.
No.
No, because Lautaro showed it last season. He's doing a good run of form this season as well. Sure, to say that they're tied right now in the semifinals with Barcelona, the best team in the world right now because of their talent, individual talent for sure is shown. It doesn't make sense to me why Inter doesn't have those players in the spotlight.
How I have
Just because they got knocked out just a week ago or 2 weeks ago from a treble winning season, they weren't like noticed until they haven't been noticed yet.
I wanna answer your question with another question too.
No.
I wanna ask you a question about this question. What's Salah's position right now?
Like 5th or 4th?
He's dropped because
What?
of the tournament.
Because his team didn't do good. So Inter's team might legit win nothing.
But
So what does that say?
But the fact that Salah is still 5th and there's no Inter player in the top 10.
Oh, but Salah did what? What is Salah's record right now in the Premier League? Double digits for goals and assists.
He has like an insane.
He's been having an insane
output.
season. His
Yeah.
output is better than Lautaro's.
This is
Well, then why
why we
don't we have
can't
the
take
same-
the Ballon d'Or serious, bro.
But this shows you how fast you can go down the rankings because your team doesn't do good in these titles.
Yeah,
So
there's
why-
some- there's
that's
some
how it
recency-
is.
there's some
So why-
recency
That's how it
bias.
is.
But why
Recency bias.
isn't there an Inter player right now, considering that they're still fighting for the league? They just got knocked out of the treble for Coppa Italia,
But that's
and they're
how
still in the
fast.
finals.
But that's how fast.
But
it
it's
is.
not about, it's
maybe
not about
they're
speed,
not
it's just
good
there's no
enough.
representation for the Serie A. Like the Serie A PR needs to go higher. Like put your biggest players on the stage. Say Lautaro's the best player in the world. Did we know Lukaku was top assister this season until a couple minutes ago? Finally, before the pod started.
Gotta throw him in.
Why
the
can't
Ballon
we?
d'Or race.
Why don't we see Lukaku top assister in the Serie A right now? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing for the league? Considering that Lukaku, who we say Timberland shoes on, is their top assister. Is that good or bad for the league?
Mhm.
It's
What do you
bad,
think?
bro. No PR at all.
Depends how you look at it.
Yeah, depends on you look
That's
at
it.
it.
Yeah, bro. It's not my fault.
No,
No, but if you think about it, the Ballon d'Or has always been an attacking dominant trophy, right? We all know that. Even realistically speaking, like Pedri is like what, third, fourth, fifth,
Third right now.
third. Realistically, he should be number 1, right?
I agree.
But because attacking output is valued more, like realistically, if you like you said, Inter's 2 best players, a midfielder who's not necessarily an attacking midfielder, and a center back. None of those 2 are going to be highly ranked in the Ballon d'Or because of that, right?
Yeah, isn't that worse then? Like, wouldn't that be? Isn't that more disgraceful to you?
What?
What's
that
the
like
question?
because you were saying how Lautaro should. I was saying how Lautaro should be higher.
last year though, he was saying.
This
Okay.
year, Lautaro hasn't been he hasn't even been their best attacker this season, so he's not in the
That's-
nomination for Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
So what was
It
your
makes
question?
sense.
I was saying like, isn't it? Wouldn't you be more mad that Barella or Bastoni's not?
But
higher
you
there?
you put one of those players on Barca or Real Madrid. They probably would be in the top.
What does that
5.
tell you about
Maybe not
the
Madrid,
pull
but-
that Madrid and Barca have?
Yeah, we know this already though.
But this
You
could
think-
also change, dude. Like realistically speaking, tomorrow, Barella could score a brace to knock Barcelona out of the Champions League,
And that's
and
how,
guess what? He'd probably actually be in the top 5 for Ballon d'Or.
and that's how fast
Yeah.
things change. Like,
For sure.
dude, if Liverpool were still in the Champions League, Salah would still be getting praised.
yeah, he already have the suit.
But I think it's that. But
That's
also,
how fast
but
soccer
al-
moves
no,
at this
but-
point.
But also because he's a Premier League player, is why he was also praised before they got knocked out.
But look now, like no one's talking anything about Salah.
Yeah,
no
'cause
one's
it's,
said
it's
anything
done. It's
about him.
done. You already have Yamal. Like before that game this last weekend against Inter, and I was thinking about this. 90% of us, or almost all of us, had Raphinha at the top right now for Ballon d'Or, right? And just because Yamal scored this nice goal, he's now the
Not-
top.
it's not-
It was a nice goal.
It's not just because.
No. Before that goal, it was Raphinha. He scored that goal, number one.
yeah, it's how the
But
odds
Raphinha's
are.
output is he still has a higher GA, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Most goals in the Prem or in the Champions League or most assists, I think. Didn't he have one of those records he broke this year? But just because of that one Yamal goal, oh my god, he's number 1. He's winning it.
Jogo bonito, man.
But why?
Oh, that's how it works. It's
No.
about who has the best story.
Is it about story or is it about numbers?
I say the narrative is pretty good. Yeah, like Lamine Yamal's getting tripled in the Champions League. and he's leading them to a good result when they were down 2-0. That's a great
And I
story.
guarantee Raphinha has had, if not similar or greater moments this season than Yamal, just from that one goal.
But it's all about the penultimate moments.
So it's just like whoever can score the nicest goal, the most recent.
Well, yeah, it's the penultimate game.
Well, that's what it is. Let's be real. Everything is recency bias. It's the same thing with other sports.
Yeah, the whole
People,
list is
everyone
recency
says the
bias.
same thing.
Okay, so
in NHL and NBA and playoffs, who cares about the league at this point? It's right now who's doing the best, and the best team right now in the Champions League is Barcelona. The best player on the team is Lamine Yamal.
So why?
It's
So why
sports
even?
like that.
So why even look at it right now? Why even like consider Ballon d'Or? Just don't even look at it. Wait till after the Club World Cup's done to make your decision.
No, because at the end of this is when it matters. We've said it before, and I'm saying it again.
No, it doesn't.
Inter
This
got kicked out. Bro,
this-
they were winning the treble. Now they're out.
This is not when
Why
it
did
matters.
you give it to someone that could have got that?
This is not when it matters. When Haaland was robbed from a Ballon d'Or because Messi got a Copa America
No,
win.
we all know that.
If this mattered,
But Haaland
the
actually won
league,
everything.
the league, the Champions League, top goal scorer, breaking records in the league, but that doesn't matter because if Messi wins the Copa America, hand it to him.
I think
In recency,
I think we can all agree that.
no,
that
but
was,
that's how they think.
No.
This is why I don't take the Ballon d'Or serious, bro. I haven't been taking it serious. Still don't take it seriously. Let's boycott it.
Until Raphinha wins, then you'll take it seriously.
Yeah, because the Brazilian won it.
Yeah.
No, I like the Ballon d'Or.
I
I think
don't-
it's fun.
A prime example actually is the most recent Messi one. When Haaland should have
Yeah,
won.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
I had,
Oh,
no,
you just said it.
I had no problem with Messi winning that one.
I did. Haaland
But
should
without the
won it.
World Cup, like he doesn't win that.
No,
That's pretty
I am
big
not.
asterisk.
I'm actually happy that Lamine Yamal is like a contender for the Ballon d'Or because, bro, like we've said it before, he's bringing back the Jogo Bonito, and now people are starting to see that. Like that's pinnacle meaning of the eye test right there. He gets goals, he gets assists, but his skill is what shows off more than anything.
And the hair too, right? The hair.
Nah, the hair's gotta go, bro.
You don't like the hair?
Nah, bro.
He's been playing better with the
If
hair.
you're gonna
no?
go with, if you're gonna copy
Been
Neymar,
like couple
you gotta
games.
get that buzz cut with the blonde. The noodles is
That's
too much.
next.
now.
So that's next. That's gonna be for the final. If they make it to the final.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's going Super Saiyan 3. Posted on his IG story a few hours ago.
I think he's gonna go Super Saiyan Blue.
Nah.
Neymar did it.
If he gets blue hair, bro.
Yeah, but Neymar did at PSG.
Oh, jeez. What are you trying to say?
I guess.
He doesn't want to be in Raphinha's shadow anymore.
But just to finish off with Raphinha quickly, he also said that even the whole national team, and even Jorginho was calling him.
Damn.
Good.
Really?
Jorginho, what do you Brazilians think about that? A Brazilian that went Italian, and now he's trying to take more Brazilians.
Good.
Is that not like super disrespectful?
It's more so a joke on the Italian FA where you can't produce your own talent. You need to poach the top nations like garbage, you know?
Top
Why
nations.
not? Why not,
Yeah.
bro?
I just find it like it's a disgrace from the
Bro,
Italy FA.
If it works, man.
But
You,
hey,
you guys are doing
Fatty.
the same thing with the coach. No?
I was about to say that. Spatty, talk some shit.
What about the coach?
Yeah. You guys can take our scraps. We'll take what's best for you guys. We'll take the cream of the
It's
crop.
kinda-
You guys
it's
take
kinda-
the
it's
garbage.
kind of sad on the federation to have to take from different countries.
Take the best of the best.
Doesn't matter.
Sure it does.
You just contradicted your own argument there.
Take the trash. We'll take what's best.
What's best for you?
Raphinha's trash.
We'll take one of the best gaffers in the world. You guys take our
Raphinha's trash?
fodder.
But internationally, he's not proven.
Raphinha's
You don't
trash.
know if he's
Jorginho
good.
top 10 Ballon d'Or. Trash.
Yeah,
He is
but
good
that's,
now.
that's
They weren't at
after the
time.
fact.
Euro
they
winner.
went
I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
after
player.
the
I'm
fact.
talking about the Brazilians who represent Italy now or have.
Yeah.
There's none that represent now.
Emerson.
the
I'm talking about in the
Emerson
past.
doesn't play anymore.
He didn't play for Italy.
You said
Not right now.
you said you're not talking about the past, but now you're talking about the past.
I said I'm talking about the past.
So then Jorginho, top 10 Ballon d'Or. How's that scrap?
That's after the fact, man. When he first joined Italy, he wasn't a priority for Brazil. He wasn't getting called up. He was a scrap.
He's not a scrap because he played in Italy, and Italy saw how good he actually was.
Yeah, he had a great run with the team, but he wasn't a world-class player when he first joined Italy.
Oh, he got Italy. He kept Italy young.
Or when he first joined the national team, he wasn't a world-class player.
Yeah, but what Euro? What,
Emerson Palmieri, a scrap. Rafael Toloi, a scrap.
Toloy's a scrap for sure.
Okay, Toloi got.
João Pedro, a scrap.
Those guys got like one cap.
João Pedro wore the number 10 for Italy.
For what? 2 games?
That's
No,
a
that's
disgrace.
for 2 games. No one else had the 10. What do you want?
An Italian player can't grab it. So a Brazilian joins the team for his first cap, old head too, like maybe 29, 30 years old. I'll take the 10. The Italian players have no problem with that.
Bro, it's like
You wouldn't have a problem with
crazy,
that?
bro.
It's like a make a wish. It's a make a wish.
Yeah, you want to be a number 10.
Like he has that much authority in his first time in the locker room.
Bro, it was probably
crazy.
like for like a friendly against San Marino.
Still, bro. At that
Weird.
point, why isn't Bro saying, "Yo, let's give me the 10"?
But it doesn't.
He doesn't even wear 10.
I'm saying at that point,
Neither
bro,
does
you're not gonna give the
Pedro.
10 to
Number
some
10.
random Brazilian guy.
Why not? For 2 games.
I'd rather
bro?
give it to the youngest player
Bro,
that
you-
hasn't made a minute yet.
Bro, you make his career with something like that, bro.
Who cares
Oh,
what this
so
Brazilian
now
says?
Italy's doing make a wish for scraps. Nice.
Yeah, make a wish, bro. It was probably for a friendly. You don't even know what game it was for. It probably wasn't even an important game.
World Cup qualification semifinal
Exactly. Doesn't
against
matter.
what, North Macedonia, and then a friendly against China.
There you go. A friendly against China, bro.
Okay, but don't disregard the first game.
Bro, they weren't making.
You just completely disregarded the first game.
I know I did. I know I did, but I did it on purpose. But they also didn't make that World Cup, so it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Maybe because he was number 10.
I don't think it makes a difference. But regardless,
Oh gosh.
Like, yeah, to clean up on that point, it's the history of Italy recently. They can't produce their own talent. They have to look at another nation for said talent. I think it's a disgrace. I've said it many times that, man, like a nation like Italy, 4-time World Cup winners, have to get so many players, not just one guy in like 20 years, like so many players, Argentine players too. Retegui, like that's bad.
I heard he doesn't even know Italian.
Huh?
Does Retegui know Italian?
I have no idea.
I heard he doesn't.
probably not.
His grandfather's Italian.
Maybe very little.
Did he come from?
Bro, he stinks.
Did he come from Argentina?
Huh?
He played
Yeah.
Argentina before, right?
He was at.
He played in the Argentinian league. I don't know if he played for the youth.
Yeah,
academy.
but I'm sure he's fluent in Spanish.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, doesn't speak Italian though. Yeah.
And you guys
Probably-
could have had
probably very
more
little.
players too, but other players rejected you, like Raphinha, like Martinelli.
No, Raphinha didn't reject. His papers just didn't get to come
Yeah,
through.
he would have been playing for the team if the
He
passport
could.
came.
It would have came like eventually. He could have waited. So he did reject per se.
No.
Yeah.
No, but he
reject,
didn't
bro.
want to. He didn't want to go from the beginning.
He's saying that because now he's on Brazil. What do you think? If he was on Italy, you don't think he'd been like, "Oh, thank God I went for Italy"?
Yeah,
No,
it's
but
a
at the
certain-
end of the day,
Obviously.
At the end of the day, no.
That's the
At-
fact that
But at the end of the day, like you have that sentiment of, yes, I'm proud to be Italian, but bro, you think Jorginho is not thinking that? If Jorginho went to Brazil and they actually got him,
Jorginho's.
he wouldn't have been there like this right away. Bro, Brazil called Jorginho before he signed to Italy. You think he wouldn't gone, bro, packed his bag and everything, gone away right away?
And he,
Oh,
and he,
man.
he probably would have regretted it, man. He would have won nothing.
yeah, for real.
Well,
For the fact-
actually, you don't. Yeah, and he also maybe Italy don't win that Euro without Jorginho. It was pretty instrumental.
Yeah, he was.
And maybe he's Brazil's best midfielder, right, in the last decade. So
true, a lot
it
of this.
happens, right? Like a lot of things can change.
Could Jorginho slide into that midfield right now?
Probably.
100%. That
He'd,
midfield
he'd probably be pulling strings.
Oh
in that
my
midfield,
gosh! Not,
Maybe, bro.
Not to change the topic or anything, but did you guys see Paqueta crying?
No.
Why was he
What?
crying?
Apparently, he cried because he got a yellow card.
Oh no.
Is,
he
is-
didn't bet on it this
No.
time.
no, but like, is he
Damn.
like still like under investigation? Like, is he supposedly gonna get banned from football completely?
What? Because he got a yellow?
You're still talking.
He got
about
a
it.
yellow and he started crying
He can't
on the
get
pitch,
can't get a tactical foul,
dude.
anymore?
Didn't
He
put a
started
parlay
crying.
on it, bro.
Yeah, I probably think that he's betting on himself. That's what he's. No.
Yeah, it was like a weird foul or something, like,
I
or
don't
maybe
know.
he was missing the next game or
I
something.
don't know.
Like,
Paqueta has to grow up, man.
but either way, like West Ham are safe anyway, so it's not like they're gonna get relegated.
Let me strip, but yeah. But we were talking about Ancelotti. I have one thing to say about Brazil. Like, bro, what's wrong with Brazil's national team? They're like on
lot,
their
bro.
knees,
A lot.
waiting for Ancelotti to see what he's gonna do, if or if he does stay, or if he's gonna come. Isn't that like
Pardon?
bad for Brazil? Like, you guys are seeing like beggars, bro.
Not really. Like I think they.
Bro, they're waiting for him.
Yeah, they're
Well,
big.
what else
This
they
is
gonna do,
the
bro?
Brazil.
Who else they gonna get
Bro,
to
it's
coach the
someone
team,
else.
bro?
Bro, this is not.
You
the
can't
Brazil.
be
This is
acting
Brazil
like
right
that.
It's
now.
corruption all around,
like
bro.
you can't be acting like a girl that's waiting for her ex to come back.
It's corruption all around. Apparently, Neymar and his dad are like campaigning for Ancelotti because Jorge Jesus was like second in line technically, and we know how he got fired or left his job at Al Hilal. So he was allegedly supposed to take over Brazil,
Come
but
on.
Neymar Senior stepped in,
Good.
talked to the president of CBF, and he's like, "Nah, we don't want him," because him and Neymar have a bad relationship.
Well, I mean, it makes
Wow.
sense. Like, realistically, it's probably Neymar's last chance to win a World Cup, right? So, like, you have to kind of go all in, almost, right? So, if you have the opportunity to get maybe a gaffer you can do a better job, then he's doing it for his son. I respect it. I respect it.
Corruption all around, bro.
Definitely bare corruption. But who would you rather have as a gaffer? You'd probably rather have Ancelotti too, no?
I mean, I don't know what the results are gonna be like, but
I
if
know
we're
you
basing
don't
it
know
off
that,
of,
but,
if we're
like,
basing off their accolades, obviously you go with Ancelotti.
Yeah, so,
There's a lot
so it
higher
makes sense.
chance
Yeah.
of winning something.
Ancelotti's a hot property right now. It seems like, huh?
What would you
Yeah,
think?
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
everyone
Bro,
wants
he's a
him.
top manager. What do you?
But no, I don't think there's a problem with like Brazil waiting because like you're not gonna go hire someone just to fire them if Ancelotti says yes, and you're also not playing any games right now. So why does it matter if you're
No,
waiting? or
but
not?
there's
It's just weird.
call ups in June and like they're waiting to see like Ancelotti, is he gonna like wait until the Club World Cup?
would
Is he
you-
gonna leave after the Clasico, which
Yeah.
some people are saying?
So would you rather Brazil like hire like a caretaker manager until after the Club World Cup?
Mm, what I'm hearing is that like staff from Brazil might take over for those friendly games.
Yeah.
They're saying that because João Jesus, I don't know if you guys remember, he used to play for Roma,
Yeah.
center back. He's part of the staff, and they're saying him.
Oh,
And
he's
another-
retired
Come
already?
Yeah, him
on.
and
He's
another.
retired already. That guy's been.
I don't know. To me, he kept on playing.
They're saying him and another member of the
No,
staff.
not the one that you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Juan Jesus.
No,
the
Juan.
center back.
Juan, sorry, Juan.
Juan,
Just
not Juan
Juan.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
sorry, just Juan. But they're saying him and another member of the staff are gonna choose the call ups for this coming June's call ups.
Okay, that's good.
So we'll see.
Give someone another opportunity.
So
Interesting at Brazil.
So back to this Paqueta thing because I want to like dive into this a little bit with you guys. It's also crazy. His wife also like spoke up about it.
Really?
Apparently, it's been over 2 years now that this whole thing has been going on with the league. Like 2 years of being like accused of something that may or may not have happened, right? But also, if it has happened, okay. If it didn't happen, it's also another thing. You're also getting affected by this mentally as a player.
For sure.
Don't want to go into tackles because maybe you think, oh, they're gonna assume of me of this in a negative way if I get a yellow card, which probably happened. Why he started crying.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's right for anyone, not for just football only, but in general, to start accusations, even the gambling thing, without the proper facts? Even sometimes the teams coming out, Man City has all these things against them. Barca has all these things against them. You hear it, but nothing comes to fruition. Should they not come out when they have the facts out? Because if now it comes to situation where Paqueta's innocent, you literally ruined 2 years of his football career for accusing him of something, which is crazy.
Yeah, like I'm sure like obviously every story has, two truths. So to say, like if you think of it like there's obviously the real truth and then like what people are trying to portray as the truth. Realistically, there has to be some reason that people suspect him for doing something like this. Like I don't think people are just picking like a random, player in the Premier League and trying to pin something on. I'm sure there's like has to be some sort of suspicion or maybe someone who wronged him and is trying to like, paint him in a bad light. So I definitely think that there's like reasoning behind it. And I think that's unfortunately, I think that's just like the day we live in now, like social media. People are always trying to like make a name for themselves, put other people down, like have their 15 seconds of fame, and they don't care how that affects other people. And that's probably what we're seeing here in this situation. Like it could be a situation where someone who, maybe he had beef with or something is just like starting these rumors, leaking things out, and then that just kind of blew up into this whole big thing, right? But I'm sure there had to be some truth behind it because he did get banned at some point, did he not? Didn't
No.
Paqueta have a ban for a little bit?
No.
Or it was just accusations for Paqueta?
not too sure. To be honest.
Well, it cost him a couple call ups to Brazil for sure.
Yeah.
That's true.
He didn't make a window.
Yeah. And that's obviously super unfair and unfortunate for him. But I would imagine there probably would have to be some sort of truth behind that, right? Like at least a little bit. Like,
You gotta remember that he also played with AC Milan at some point.
yeah, he
Why?
could have been involved in that little ring, a little Milan ring there, right? The Milan boys.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, that's kind of how like life goes, right? Like
Yeah.
people are gonna make allegations, and even if they're true or not, you're gonna get scrutinized, right? And that's kind of what might be happening with Paqueta. Who knows if it's true or not? But from what the news and like what people are saying, apparently it's not just him. Like he's like involved with like a lot of other people too, like family members, people back in Brazil. Apparently, like he was saying, oh, not he, but like people are saying that like there's like 60 other people involved, like
What?
betting on Paqueta to be booked in one or a certain amount of matches, with stakes ranging from 7 to 400 euros, which leads to combined winnings of over 100,000. So maybe there's some kind of like circles and groups going on that we don't know of, but I'm sure there has to be some slight bit of truth if these allegations are coming, because how do they just come out of thin air? You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's a hard story for sure, but you never know, man. Things happen. But one thing I do know is that a certain man that Matthews loves with all his heart finally got a trophy.
It's an emotional day, man.
Damn.
Matt,
Emotional
tell me
day,
what
bro.
you were feeling like when you heard that Harry Kane finally got a trophy in his trophy cabinet. It wasn't a trophy, actually. It's kind of a plate.
It's a plate.
Or
It's a
dish.
plate, but man, one of the best days of my lives, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that Saturday for the rest of my.
Were
for
you
the rest of
selling
my
with him,
life.
bro? You were on FaceTime with a cigar with him and Dyer?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't make in the little story
That's what I'm
post,
saying,
but
bro.
hey, man, Harry Kane finally gets a trophy. The meme is over. The
Yeah.
curse is broken. Harry Kane wins a trophy, but does this really change anything?
In terms of
No.
what? Like his career?
In terms of his career, his legacy, does this change anything?
I think it does.
I think
because I think at the end of the day, like that is a pretty big like meme to be held over your head. Like as you know, and don't get me wrong, like I've never said nice things about Harry Kane a lot, right? So like I'm one to admit that you know what, it's good for him as a player because he's been a phenomenal player for a number of years. And I think that obviously does deserve at least a handful of trophies over the course of your career, because then you can't have people say, oh, but he didn't win anything. He was a big curse. Like, was he really that good for the team? Because they never won anything. At least now he has one trophy, maybe some more, depending on what's next in his career. And I think overall that's good for him. It's good for his career.
I
right?
think what this does show you is that Harry Kane wasn't the curse. The curse is still alive.
for Spurs.
It's Tottenham.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that Harry Kane last season came halfway through the season, right?
That's absolutely not true.
Or something like that. Or was it before the season?
Yeah.
But still, he's probably had some Tottenham lingering around, you know, in his blood, in his veins and stuff like that. But dude, Harry Kane winning a trophy is good for his legacy.
It's good for
He-
football.
He deserves
Yeah.
it. I think it was good for football too. Yeah.
Hundo
Like,
P, man.
he's
Poor
a player
Son.
that we always saw, and we can see that he's a proper player that deserved trophies, and we're actually surprised that he hasn't. I think it's just Tottenham that is carrying it out.
Dude, even if you look at what Spurs have regressed to since
Dude,
he's
it's
left,
bad.
right? Like so it clearly shows that he was doing his best to kind of carry them up and make them like a top 6 team. But like ever since he's left, they've pretty much fallen apart for the most part. Like they're like almost in a relegation scrap. Yeah, no, good for HK10. Sonny's got to get out there too. Maybe Son should just go to Bayern too. Just go there,
Poor Son, he's such a
yeah,
nice guy.
win a trophy.
How do you know?
Bro, you see all those videos? He's like always happy.
He seems like a very nice guy.
Son has been Tottenham out, in and out. Poor guy, he's just stuck there forever.
He should.
You look really sad right
Yeah,
now.
I feel bad for him, man.
He had the chance to go to Madrid. I've heard Madrid have come calling his way, but
not
apparently he
anymore.
stayed.
He loves Spurs, man.
He missed that chance, bro. But now shout out Vincent Company too. Probably first black man to win the Bundesliga.
Maybe.
Gaffer, yeah.
Shout out to him, bro.
Gaffrow, maybe.
Yeah, as a gaff.
Sons.
And player? No, as a gaffer.
Definitely
not.
not.
First black gaffer to
He
win the
didn't
Bundesliga.
clarify.
Yeah, you gotta clarify it, buddy.
First black gaffer to win the gun. To win the Bundesliga. Shout out Vincent Company, bro.
Yeah. Shout out company.
Oh my gosh. What does this tell you about like Bayern in the future? Like, there's probably some signings that they have to do, right? I heard Sané wants to leave.
bro.
No, they're gonna make a
I heard
couple
Sané wants
signings.
to go back to the Prem if he's leaving.
I don't know if he's gonna go back to the Prem. Like, what team would take him?
If Xabi Alonso goes to Madrid,
He's not
is
gonna-
Wirtz
Xabi Alonso's
going
not
to
gonna-
Bayern?
Oh, Wirtz.
Is
Yeah,
Wirtz
maybe.
going to Bayern?
Yeah.
No.
Madrid.
You think he's gonna go Madrid?
Yeah, where's he
Yeah.
gonna
Bro,
play?
again.
Man, why not?
Where is he in your lineup?
I meant City.
He's going to Manchester City.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's the only team that I think could afford him.
I also don't know if it would be good for him to go to Bayern, to be honest. Like, you can't really play in his preferred position. So it's like, why would you go to a team that you can't play in your preferred position? I also don't know if Bayern have the funds to buy.
I'm sure that they
to
could
buy
scrap out some funds.
130 mil. That's
Yeah.
what they want.
Bro, they got
They'll have to sell some players for sure.
Muller's wages off. Sané is gonna be gone. Coleman sounds like he's out. I'm sure Gnabry might be out too.
Okay, but then you also have to replace all these
Yeah,
players.
but they could get. I'm sure they could find players on cheap. Bayern always does it.
Maybe, but
Who else? I'm sure there's like a center back. Oh, Kim looks like he's gonna be sold.
how much you getting for Kim
No, I
Min-jae?
don't know.
5
but
million
I'm
euros?
I'm just putting numbers together now.
Yeah, no, I know. He can definitely go to Bayern. Will he? I don't think so, because I also don't think that Leverkusen I think Leverkusen obviously still want to be a competitive team, and like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you sell your literally your best player in your history to like your direct
Rivals,
rival?
yeah.
Like that's literally giving you no chance of winning the league, right?
Others
I-
have done it. We've seen it in the past.
Not really. I mean,
Not
I guess
not in the Bundesliga. I'm saying in general. We've seen
yeah,
it in
yeah.
the
We've
past.
seen in the past, but like I don't know. I feel like if there's offers from City, if there's offers from Madrid, if there's offers from like other clubs, I'm sure that they would entertain those. Maybe even take less money from one of those clubs than more money from Bayern.
That's
Oh,
true.
100%.
How
I
long-
always saw Sonny as a Bayern Munich player.
Yeah, I mean
He
was
looks like a Bayern
He was at
Munich player.
Leverkusen for a bit.
Leverkusen player,
Yeah, he could have been good at Bayern, I think, but maybe now it's a little bit too late. But I definitely think he definitely could have done a job there. Like he was like a proper like goal scoring winger, and I feel like Bayern always had those like a proper goal scoring wingers, target man up top to kind of feed off. But yeah, we'll
How
see.
long do we see Kane staying at Bayern?
2 more seasons.
He could be there for a while. I think it depends how long he can stay at the top.
So you don't think he wants to break the Prem all-time goal scorer record?
I'm telling you right now, I can see Harry Kane going back to Tottenham, just to beat that trophy, that record.
Yeah,
And it's his club. It's his club.
maybe after the
And they'll take him back
after the-
easily.
He's an
after
Arsenal fan,
after the
but-
World Cup. I think maybe
Go to Arsenal.
I can see that. Not going to Arsenal. I can see him going back to Spurs after the World Cup.
Mhm.
Like he tries to stay at Bayern one more year, tries to win another trophy or two, right? Goes to the World Cup like top form, and then after that, maybe goes back to Spurs.
Yeah,
If Spurs can kind of get back,
You
into
can't see
Europe.
Man City sliding in for him.
No.
They have Erling Haaland.
Oh, they wanted him, right?
Haaland's gonna go to Barca.
Well, I mean, hey, you know what? Weirder things have happened. I guess you never know, but I personally don't necessarily see it. I also don't think he's the number 9 that they need.
He's also going to be really old at that point.
He could still do it though, but injuries have definitely caught up with him a little bit. Like I feel like he's always been a player that was able to stay pretty fit, but I feel like now he's starting to get, missing 1 or 2 games here and there, right?
It's the Sketcher boots, bro.
It could be, could be,
They're not good for the shins. And
could
stuff.
be.
But let's finish off the pod with some Champions League talk.
No.
No? Okay.
I'm not in Champions League, so you know what?
Talk to us.
But yeah, we got Barcelona versus Inter Milan tomorrow. Second leg. 3-3 aggregate so far. Going to... It's not called the San Siro. It's called the...
Giuseppe
Giuseppe
Meazza.
Meazza.
Giuseppe Meazza. But 3-3. And now Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Benjamin was supposedly training with them. But unfortunately, he's still feeling some ankle pain. So Pavard will not be called up for the game. Lewandowski, on the other hand, is feeling good. He will be called up. But again, unfortunately, Balde will not be playing. He's still feeling pain as
No
well.
Kunde either. You guys got no fullback.
Kunde either. So it's gonna be a hard one. I still have Barcelona going through. I think just we have the mentality. We're a mentality monster team. And like we said before, Lamine Yamal's gonna cook, man.
Do you think no fullbacks hurts?
Yes.
Yeah,
bro.
of course.
Kills,
Dumfries
bro.
already exposed that.
Bro, Inter attack through their fullbacks, and Barca don't have fullbacks right now.
So do you think that going into this game, like with the lineups as we know, like do Milan have the advantage?
100%, bro. I think Milan take this one, bro. To be honest,
It-
Bro,
But it, Matt,
I can't take this guy,
Actually, yeah,
bro.
good.
I don't think Matt has ever said Barca actually
I can't
won.
take
First
this guy
jinx.
seriously, bro.
but same thing goes for Inter. Without Dumfries or Lautaro or Thuram, they're also a weak side.
Is
Well,
Dumfries?
they're all there.
All
They're all
three
there.
of
No,
them.
but
Dumfries there?
but supposedly they're recovering for this
Recovering.
game.
Oh, yeah, recovering, bro.
Do you have what's his name?
Matthews can't
DeMarco
believe
too, who's also being a little bit.
Oh, those guys are good, bro.
Ah.
The PEDs are helping for sure. bro.
DeMarco should be a lot fitter than he was last game.
it. Yeah, they got their guys back for the most part, right? And I think center back they have some depth in that position. So I
Yeah,
think a
Bissett.
player like Pavard is a big miss for sure, but they have players who can step in and do a job at center back. But yeah, dude, Dumfries for sure. Like he turned up in that first leg, Thuram as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second leg.
They're saying Lauti's gonna be back too, apparently,
Good.
which I find crazy,
You
bro.
know what? Good, man. Like, in a game like that, I don't care if you're 60%, you need to play. You can't go out there knowing that if you don't play even at 60%, Taremi's playing or Arnautovic is playing. At that point, you might as well just not even show up.
Just play with 10 men.
You
man.
might as well throw the bag.
Oh my god.
Am I
crazy.
wrong?
Might as well
Wrong, he's not wrong.
Dude, there's a very, very big difference in quality between Lautaro and those other two lads, right? Great.
60% Lautaro is better than those guys. You're right.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, right? So I think even like Inter, they know, okay, even if he can play at 60%, even if he can't play the full 90, even if he can only play 65 minutes, you take that chance. Because if that one chance falls to Lautaro, he might take it, right? Those other guys,
Not so much.
probably not, right? And it changes the way they play. Everything changes when you don't have him in the system. So I think 60% he's still playing. Same with the other guys too. Like Dumfries 60% he's playing.
All of them.
Tudam at 20% he's playing. You have to. It's that point of the season.
Marco-
You have
Marco
to.
was 50% last
Yeah.
game and he played.
You have to.
Like you said, it's that part of the season.
Dude,
it's
you got
it's give it all or lose it all.
And they already have the other two
It's
competitions
playoffs,
pretty much.
bro. It's
Exactly.
basically playoffs. So you gotta
This
go.
is all they
out.
have left, dude.
It's
That's
all you have left.
I'm surprised Barca aren't taping Balde an artificial hamstring with some KT
Bro, you see,
tape.
they should tape him up like how Rudiger's been taped up, bro. That guy's been playing with a freaking torn muscle for like 7 months supposedly.
I
Yeah,
think
tell
How
Balde to
crazy is
grow
that?
up a little bit.
I think Balde and Koundé don't love the club, man.
We don't have Inter's PEDs, bro.
Yeah, we don't have
Nah,
that
I
stuff.
think they just love
You
the
guys,
club
you
more,
guys
man.
Des got a lot of PEDs,
Yeah,
man.
you guys got handsy flick.
Yeah,
Nah,
he's the PED master.
That's
man.
Bayern, to be honest.
And you got a 17-year-old, bro. He's definitely on PEDs, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, come on.
There's no way, bro. He's not. 100 games at 17 PEDs, 100 P.
Teenager, bro. They got all the energy in the world.
I don't know.
He's got-
Gavi,
yeah.
Pedri.
They got PEDs.
No,
all
no, no.
over.
When you were young, bro, a knock, you didn't feel that shit.
You're also
Bro.
not playing against grown men.
Bro, when I was 17, I was at the turf playing for like 5 hours a day.
Not
Yeah,
against,
bro.
not
Against
against
no one.
grown
Bro,
men.
Matt
bro.
was knocking on my door at 6 a.m. in the morning, bro.
One
My
thing is
parents were
one
getting
thing is
mad.
kicking the ball for 10 hours. The other thing is playing competitive Champions League football for one.
Hey, it strains the leg, bro.
Yeah, okay.
But
a leg's a leg, right?
You're not getting clattered by like Rudiger, you know?
Yeah, but we wouldn't know that because we're not pros.
Exactly.
So maybe it is the same feeling.
No.
Hey, there
Maybe
were
we get it worse here because they actually like try to take us down.
Hey,
There were some rough players at the turf.
Yeah, there were some goons.
Yeah, Antonio.
I
Rudiger,
don't think it's.
I don't think Antonio Rudiger's at the turf, but
Yeah, I don't think you see Rudiger running at you like this.
yeah.
In the
Nevertheless, definitely going to be an exciting tie.
who do you guys have?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hold
who
on,
do you
I
guys got?
want to ask who's gonna be that backline? Like who's coming in for the right back, left back?
The
Nah.
Utes.
Backline's getting me nervous, man. It might be 4 CBs if I'm being honest, bro.
To
Might
be honest,
an
I'm not,
Arteta
I
type
would
of
not be
lineup.
mad at that. I can see, like you said, I can see Inigo Martinez playing left back. It's gonna be thing on the left. What's his name?
Martin.
No, Christensen,
Kubarsi.
Kubarsi, and
Araujo.
Araujo. And I can't lie,
Maybe a
when
cook.
Araujo came on, it was better.
I don't
And when
mind that.
Inigo went to left back, it was better. So
Yeah, but is that because DeMarco came off, Dumfries came off,
That's exactly
That's
why.
exactly
Lotaro
why.
exactly
came
why.
off.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
but like,
wasn't
let-
that you guys played better. The
It's a-
opposition got weaker.
I mean,
it
Inigo
also
was going up
I mean,
against
it
Darmian.
did get better because we had a freaking Forts playing.
No, no, but
Or Martin,
that's
sorry.
exactly. Darmian is not someone that's gonna run at the defender.
No, but Inigo Martinez is better than Martin.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
we'll see. Dumfries at full strength with his.
No, he's not gonna go by Inigo, bro. Relax.
You wanna bet?
He definitely will, bro. Inigo's way too slow. He's not catching up on the transition.
Dumfries
bro.
might be the fastest player on that pitch. Him and Thuram. Who the hell are those four catching up to?
Bro, Barca have no pace at the back line besides
Besides
Araujo.
Kubarsi.
Besides Araujo.
Oh, Araujo too. Yeah.
quick.
Kubarsi's pretty fast,
Yeah, but he's no Araujo in terms of pace.
Yeah.
and he's gonna be all the way on the right side.
Man, you gotta lax, man. 09 Champions League final. Barca started Silvinho at left back and Puyol at right back. With Yaya Toure at center back. Chill.
Those
Tell
are some
him,
good
talk
players
to
you
him,
just
bro.
named, though.
Yeah, but very out of position, unorthodox.
No, Puyol used to be a right
He
back.
played right back, man.
Okay, but like makeshift
This is
though.
an aging
No,
Puyol.
he started off as a right back.
Okay, but I'm talking about 09.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
The makeshift right back.
the only makeshift there was probably Yaya.
He was a makeshift right back against CR7.
But he,
Prime
his natural
CR7.
Fair
position's
play.
a right back.
No, okay.
Bro.
That's like saying Dani Alves' natural position is right wing.
That's like
No,
Yeah.
a player like Puyol experience can play anywhere in the defensive line.
yeah, but it's
Same with
different.
Inigo.
No, yeah, but dude, if anything,
That's like saying because I played right winger before when I was
No.
younger, I'm still a good right winger.
Playing a defensive
What?
position. Why do you think it's so easy?
different.
Why do you think it's good for a center back to just transition to the other side?
What do you mean? Left back and center, left
Yeah,
center, and
like
right
okay,
center?
you might not be quick, but if you're a strong center back, you know how to position yourself right. Even if you're coming up against pace and power,
Oh,
like
so then what you're saying is that Araujo should have a good chance at playing right back then.
Araujo.
Araujo
Sure,
plays
yeah.
right back.
Huh?
He plays right back pretty
He's
often.
played right. He's played right
saying.
back.
So
He was
there's no
shit
issue.
there.
So there's no issue.
Who got cooked by that one game he played right back? Was it against
He
Madrid?
got cooked when Koundé was playing center back. When Koundé was going through that phase where he was crying about playing right back, wanted to play center back. Araujo played right back and he sucked.
Nah.
Yeah,
What,
Vinny was-
what did they
Vinny
get?
was
Who did they
going
get
at it.
cooked by? Was it Vinny?
It was Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny.
Yeah, it was that
cooked
game.
him.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
DeMarco's
Vinny
not
back then. Right now,
But
he's-
I'm saying
he's not
if
getting
you're
cooked.
a center back with experience, you can play a good right back position. If you're
I don't know about
maybe
that.
Kubarsi,
Adequate.
maybe Kubarsi can't do it because he's not experienced there.
I don't know about that.
No, I think yeah, I think he can.
Yeah, but like Puyol was like a different breed compared to these guys.
Bro,
Yeah,
A
very
player with
intelligent.
experience and
No, but
at
like
the
he
level,
had like smarts too. Like Araujo's not that smart.
but that comes
Yeah.
with time.
I don't know if he'll get that smart.
That
ever.
comes with
He
time.
won't.
Araujo has like the physical ability to play right back. Inigo, I think, has the smarts, right?
That's
And
what
I
it
think
is.
in a game like that, I think you need to have maybe some more experienced players out there because it's a lot of pressure putting out, a young lad in what is maybe third or fourth Champions League game, in a do or die game away
Mhm.
against a team that historically plays a lot through the wings, right? Like
Mhm.
at that point, I think you just need to bet on experience, right? And then hope it works for you.
But Lewandowski coming back in the team is gonna be huge for Barca.
Oh, for sure.
He won't start, but he'll get minutes off the bench.
You don't think he's gonna start?
No.
I think he might.
I
start.
think
think he
Hansi Flick
starts.
starts him.
I
bro.
think it's better for the team if he starts because how much lethal Ferran could be off the bench. I think.
He's lethal when he starts. He's
No, but I think Ferran. I know Ferran's good when he starts, but I'm saying Ferran coming off the bench is more lethal than Lewandowski coming off the bench. In my
Yeah.
opinion, especially in those times where
'Cause he brings energy.
everyone's tired and you need more energy and you need more pace and you need someone to actually cut through the back line and make those runs. It's easily Ferran if you had to choose as a super sub, in my opinion. I think Ferran starts. Sorry, I think Lewandowski starts.
Yeah, and I think that's the right.
It has to be.
I think that's the right choice.
Yeah.
You got to go with your best players, and your best player is Lewandowski.
I don't think he's starting.
He's not fully fit though.
That's
But
the
what
problem.
did James just say? James, say it again.
Doesn't matter, bro. Even if you're not fully fit in a game like that, you got to play. And I think also the other thing too, I think you need Lewandowski out there even for like just defensive contributions on corners, man. Inter got a lot of tall players
100%.
in that team, and I think like in a game like that, it might come down to a set piece, right? So having that extra player who can like defend a corner, defend a set piece. Let's be honest, like Ferran Torres can't defend a set piece like Lewandowski can, right? And a game like that where it could come down to something so small like that, I think you need to start Lewandowski. He's also been there, done that, right? So I think like it's probably your best play. You start him, you see how the game goes. If you need a little bit more energy up top, then you probably bring in Ferran for, depending on what the situation of the game, maybe a defender comes off for Ferran if you need to, score another goal. Or if you're in control of the game, Ferran can kind of come on and be that, pressing presence up top. But I think the best way to start is with Leva.
Yeah.
You have to.
Totally agree. I think Leo has to start. Even just experience. And like, I know Ferran's good, but like, for example, if I'm an Inter defender, I'm going to have more like, not anxiety, but I'll be more concerned with Lewa because you know what he can do.
Yeah, 40.
All
GA
Lewandowski
this year.
is one chance. Well,
Yeah.
Lewandowski just needs one chance. Look at that goal he scored. I forgot what goal it was.
No,
Where he was having a
no.
bad game and he turned and hit the ball in the volley. It was the stupidest shot
Yeah, I
ever.
remember that.
Remember that? That was the
That's
Champions
thing.
League.
That could
It was
score
the
from
dumbest
anything.
shot ever. I was mad. No! He shoots it, goes in. Bottom left corner, bottom right corner, banger.
Yeah, he was cheesing me that game, bro.
Exactly. He was cheesing me too. But those are the moments you need. And like Ferran is a good player, makes those runs, but he needs someone like Lewandowski, I think. Just hold the ball. Let Raphinha or let Lamine make those runs. I don't know. I think Lewa starts, man. Easily.
Yeah.
But who do you guys have? Did you say already?
No, we didn't. None of us did. Go start it off.
I said Barca's winning, man. Barca, even if we go down, I don't get nervous anymore when I go down. I've seen it so many times this season.
Because you sub in Yamal. Who are you subbing in if you guys go down?
Ferran Torres.
Okay.
I see Barca winning. It's gonna be it's a high scoring game.
Really? I think the opposite.
3-2.
If Ferran Torres
3-2.
comes on, and whatever minute, and he scores the game winner, you have to buy a Ferran Torres Barca kit.
I'll buy it and I'll wear it at the Champions League final when I'm there.
Okay.
Easily.
Fair play.
Bang.
Dan,
You
who you
go,
got?
I got Inter.
It's very
I feel
rare.
like I know what some people are gonna say on this
Panel?
podcast.
What?
Barca, Inter, Barca, Barca.
What are they
Oh, no,
gonna
Barca,
say?
Inter, Barca.
Go, James.
Me personally, man, I got Inter. I got
No, I
Inter
knew he
Milan.
was gonna say
I'm
Inter.
going to throw you guys a little bit of a curveball there.
I knew it.
Of course, you knew it, man. You know everything. No, I think the home game is going to play into effect here, and I think the fullbacks are going to be a problem for
Mhm.
Barca. I think it's a huge miss. Koundé was there obviously for the majority of that first leg, or the whole first leg. No, he was there,
Pretty
Basically.
much, yeah.
Basically.
right?
He got subbed off, but like,
Yeah, and I think he's a
Because-
huge factor, and I think you saw in the first half what happened on the right hand side with Dumfries exposing Martin.
Yep.
Martin. I always get him and Hector Ford
Yeah,
confused.
Gerard Martin.
But I think that's going to be, a big deal in terms of the game. But I think the biggest thing was I think you saw that Inter's not afraid to attack. They put 3 past Barca, so I think that's huge. And Barca, I think, look weak at the back. They look very leaky at the back. So I'm going to go Inter. They scrape it out, but it's a scrappy one. It's a very scrappy one, but they scrap it out. But like Dave said, I think there's goals. I think there's a lot of goals. I got Inter.
What would you say is Barca's biggest advantage this game? Because you said obviously
Biggest
Inter's-
advantage?
Inter's-
Yamal, bro.
No. Their biggest advantage is that Inter is going into this game with a yellow stamina bar.
Yeah.
Well, so are
No.
Barca, realistically.
No.
Yeah.
More Inter.
I don't think so.
Some of those with
Why?
orange and red.
No.
How?
Man, some of those, like, DeMarco is not at the fittest.
But we
These guys
said
are
it
childish,
before.
bro. These
We
guys
said
are
Inter
chilling,
has
bro.
better people out on the bench.
Huh?
Inter have better players off the bench.
Wow.
Bro, the guys that ran the most during that last game were 2 Inter players. The 2 guys in the midfield.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have to do it again. You know what? Like those are guys who they go out there, they're gonna run a marathon every game, and that's what you need. But I think Barca's biggest advantage is the fact that they have Lamine Yamal. I think he's a player who can single-handedly change the game. I don't think Inter have a player who can single-handedly change the game like Yamal can. So that's always going to be a big advantage. But I do think that, Inter showed in the first leg. Okay, I know he scored. I know he created a lot of chances, but they showed that they have a plan to at least contain him.
To triple team him.
Right. And you know what? You have to do what you have to do. And with a player like that, you have to take him out of the game.
Cares.
Yeah, I got Inter. I do think Yamal's gonna cook though. Like he's gonna cook.
Inshallah, bro.
I think like he scores 1 or 2. But yeah, I think those fullbacks are gonna get destroyed. I think Arao's gonna have an all-time stinker. And if DeMarco's 100% fit, he might destroy him this game.
DeMarco
Yeah,
is going to destroy who?
Arao.
Oh, okay. I thought against
Arao's not projected to start.
I heard
Whoever,
it was.
that's what I was asking who's
Could
starting.
be Eric Garcia too.
If Eric Garcia starts, it might be a little bit of a different story because he's like a little bit smart, but he's shit.
No, but that's
Smart,
that's
but
true.
shit.
Garcia
A little
too.
bit
Brains
smart,
wins
shit.
talent.
Yeah.
So, I still got Inter.
Okay.
Matthews Inter.
I'm gonna switch the flow up because shit's getting too predictable. I'm gonna say Inter, bro. Barca, no fullbacks, no party. There's gonna be nothing down those flanks. Barca gonna get smoked on the defensive transition. Our only output, our only hope is gonna be Lamine Yamal, bro. They're gonna overload that right side. They're gonna double team, triple team him. He's gonna cross into the middle. Almost not gonna score.
How about your Italian?
Who?
Yeah, I was about to say that. What about the other bounder contendant on the other side?
Raphinha? He's got no help.
Bro, when we
They're
need
gonna
the most,
spam
he
balls to,
scores.
bro. They're gonna spam everything to the right side.
Bro, if you're a Ballon d'Or contender, you should be able to change the game by yourself.
They're gonna spam everything to the right side. Raphinha is not gonna get the ball
This
as
is-
often as we saw. Same thing in the first leg. Raphinha didn't get the ball that often. Everything was going through the right side.
Because Dumfries locked them up.
If Barca want to win, they have to be dependent on their midfield because there's gonna be no movement from the wings besides Yamal. The key is gonna have to be in the midfield.
Pedri. What about Pedri? We have
Pedri's gonna
Pedri.
have to obviously man the match.
He's gonna have to,
probably.
bro. Olmo is gonna have to be big this game.
Olmo,
Whoever's
I
playing
don't want-
behind the
I don't want
striker,
him to start.
whoever's playing behind the striker is gonna have the toughest task because that's gonna be the most important player on the field besides Yamal. But
Chirpy's gonna
I got
bully
Inter
him.
winning, man. It might be a long day, bro. Might be a long day.
Stressful night. No
Definitely be
sleep.
a stressful day, bro.
Up all night.
Mr.
thinking.
Forex.
How's your Barca stocks looking right now?
I got Barca winning.
That's what I thought.
Comfortably or
Not comfortably. I do think it could be high scoring. But the way I look at it is the first leg, that was Inter's best game. That was the best game they could have played. It was not the best game Barca could have played. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. I'm sure Barca looked at a lot of film this week. I know Hansi Flick said that's what they were doing because
Defending corners.
they made a lot of defensive errors. I think they're gonna fix up on those things. There are some fullback woes, but you rejoice. You know, Lamine's gonna get double teamed, sometimes tripled, but that just means a player's open. It's simple math.
you're not wrong.
You get doubled, someone's open.
Big math guy, huh?
And I think Lamine has the talent to see that and find the open man. So the players are going to have to be clinical. And I think Olmo has a great bounce back game. I believe in him
I hope so.
because he has the talent to play in between the lines. Tough Giuseppe Meazza atmosphere. I got Barca like 2-1.
I'll tell you who's guaranteed to score though. Raphinha scoring a brace, 100%. Marcus Thuram scoring at least one, 100%. That's all I'm saying.
You just said Raphinha's not doing anything.
Yeah, and you also said Inter.
You could score goals and not do anything.
Doing the math
From
here.
your math right now, it's
Yeah.
2-1 Barca.
You could score goals and not do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you some goal scores. I'm not telling you the
Wait,
final
you can't score a brace and then not do anything. A brace?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
2 pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a brace at a Champions League semifinal, that's doing a lot.
Those are big
Depends.
goals.
Not all
What do you
goals.
mean,
Those are big goals.
Not all goals are weighted equally. He could have just been standing at the far post. Yamal does all the work, and then whoop, tap in.
And
So if you know right now that Raphinha is guaranteed 2 goals, you wouldn't be happy with that output?
I'm just putting out a prediction.
Yeah, but you're saying that means he could do that.
Yeah.
And he did nothing.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. That's nonsense.
Yeah. We've seen players score goals and not do anything during the game.
You can't see him. Man went ghost, but scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen before, bro.
That's nonsense though. That means he did his part.
Sure. To you?
To a lot of people, that's
He's
2
killing me,
goals.
bro.
He's the only important one here, though.
What
So-
more could you ask for?
I'm just throwing
A hat
stuff
trick.
out, bro. I'm just throwing shit out, bro.
I don't know. I listened to the guy with the suit on. He knows what he's talking
He
about.
looks like he's about to scam you.
Yeah, that's also true.
No,
Yeah.
no, because
I got some.
I
got
look
some
like
information.
Hansi Flick tomorrow. He's gonna wear a
not gonna
jacket.
scream
It's a
at
big
us, right?
occasion.
I hope he doesn't look like that
He,
tomorrow.
why not?
He's not wearing blue.
There's no way he can wear blue, bro. He can't wear blue to Inter.
No, but he's gonna show up with a nice jacket for the occasion.
Black. What if he doesn't?
He will. He did for the first leg.
What if he shows up in like a track jacket, tracksuit,
Won't happen.
like all business, like
Won't happen.
like
What a
we,
hoodie.
we've been on the training ground all week, type of fit.
Won't
Yeah.
happen. But
No room to get dressed, bro.
I got
No time.
Barca, man.
Fair.
Destiny.
That's it. I think we have Barca winning, right? Next game we have
PSG.
on Wednesday. PSG versus Arsenal. 1-0 PSG at the moment. Who scored the goal again?
Dembuz,
Dembele. Banger, actually.
Mosquito.
Fabrizio Romano also came out saying that Dembele is looking good. He actually was training with
He
the
always
team, so
looks
he
good, man.
is going to be there at the game.
Good.
What do you guys think is going to happen? Party is back, which is a huge plus for Arsenal.
Mm.
No, it is.
He's a friend of a pod. He's the friend of the pod.
Friend of a pod, first of all. That's my
Nah.
boy. So relax with your voice, and your tone. Bring that tone down, buddy. First of all.
Low it so.
And I'm just saying, I truly think, and it's not just because I'm wearing red. I think Arsenal's coming back from this.
I really hope. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say it because I'm wearing Arsenal kit. That's where I thought you were going
Arsenal,
there.
bro.
I know it's not. That's why I was ready for you to make that.
Arsenal
mistake.
are coming back and are winning 3-1.
Damn.
3-1.
Damn.
Nah, you're crazy for that.
No. That's too much. That's too much. I gotta be real.
Well, yeah, it has to be by 2.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
2.
It has to be 2-0 then.
They're not keeping a clean
No,
sheet.
2-1 going into extra time. 3-2. 3-1. 3-1. 3-1
you're
extra
saying,
time. 3-1 extra time. That's right.
No, you said like 17 different scores.
Sorry.
And only one of them worked.
3-1 extra time.
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Damn.
Dan?
PSG, man. I'm
How
riding,
was Warren?
riding or dying it.
Oh,
What are you dying, bro?
Barca are gonna get knocked out.
That's true.
PSG going to the finals. Dembele Ballon d'Or.
La
Jeez.
Mosquito.
Stamp it.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't hate it.
William Pacho, Defender of the Year.
Damn.
I don't know about.
they're gonna get the Marquinhos though.
DPOTY, bro.
But no, I got PSG. 2-0.
No goals for the Gunners.
They're gonna give Arsenal 0 goals to this round. Nada.
PSG are
Home.
Oh.
The Parc de France.
Oh, dude, they're gonna have a sick tifo.
France.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a sick
Oh.
tifo for sure, bro.
I predict.
No cannon, bro.
I predict
Sick tifo.
I
Bro.
predict.
Super
I predict
Saiyan.
a One Piece.
Nah, I predict Super Saiyan.
DBZ.
Maybe like Dembele as a mosquito.
Stop, bro. That'd be
Who's that
goofy
good
as
to
hell.
scare?
That would be sick, bro.
That ain't
Like
scared
an
no
angry
one.
mosquito.
Yeah.
Like he's mad.
Yeah,
Like
Buzz
he's
Buzz.
sucking someone's
I
blood.
can't. I wouldn't take that
No, it'd be
serious,
sick.
bro.
Dembele wearing a crown.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's holding the Ballon d'Or in
No,
his
it's
hand.
probably it's like
Yeah.
no an animated Dembele like sitting on a king's chair.
That's what he said.
Jeez.
Oh, you say king's chair.
Arms crossed.
Close.
Same chair.
Same.
Crown usually.
Watch the
insinuates-
throne, bro.
In a throne, you know what I mean? Like, but animated, like it's
Yeah.
Why not Donnarumma?
Ooh.
cool. One thing Jay said as well. Inter had their best game. I think Donnarumma had his best game the first game.
I don't
Oh,
think.
Donnarumma's
Bro,
been-
he saved
Man, he's
them.
he's been having his best.
I know,
games.
but he's.
He's been doing this
You think he's
every
gonna have
single
another
game.
game like that?
He's been doing this
Yeah.
every single game.
Dude, that's just Donnarumma. Pretty much, as long as they don't pass him the ball and he has to do something with his feet, he's gonna stand on his head and he's gonna give you a chance to win the game.
Yeah. He's the best goal in the world.
I think,
That'd be
I
something
think
to
he went
see.
2 off last game.
He always does it though. It's not just like that
He
one
went
game.
2 off. Man was doing his work.
Bro, this
Yeah.
guy went peak.
He
bro.
did too much.
That's what he does, bro. It's just him.
He went band for band.
And he's gonna do it again. Dembele is gonna score again, and PSG are going through to the final.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I think Declan Rice getting pushed up the pitch a little bit is actually going to help Arsenal a lot, which is going to make it a good game. But
Why do you sound
I have
stressed.
Paris. I got PSG. I think they're gonna. Both teams are gonna score for sure.
Watch it be 0-0.
2-1 Pierre. Paris.
Nice.
I think Doué scores. He's due for
It's
one.
gifted, bro.
He's due for one.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Dad joke.
Arsenal specialists in failure.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pick him to.
I
win,
got
bro.
PSG winning, but if PSG do meet Barca in the final, Barca are winning 100%.
Nice. Don't you have Inter in the final?
Until they actually until
I'm saying
Just
if.
change your pick, Matthews.
I'm saying
Just change
if.
your pick,
If
bro.
PSG meet Barca in the final, it's 100% win for
so
Barca.
then they lose in the final because you like the reverse.
Nah, the numbers are there for Barca winning the
Here
final.
we go.
But Barca aren't even going to the finals. Why
But
does it matter?
if they do, if they play against PSG, it's a wrap.
I revoke his pick. I revoke it. I revoke it.
Can't revoke nothing
I'm
around here,
revoking
bro.
it, bro.
I voted.
Zinho.
I'm voking.
Man, Arsenal. Man, if they come back, you might see Declan Rice shoot up the Ballon d'Or rankings.
Dude, it's
low
one
key.
goal. You're acting like they're down by
Yeah,
like
but he's
4.
like ranked 10th right now.
It's all about moments,
So-
bro.
That's where he's gonna stay, bro.
One cheeky goal in that second
Another
leg,
free kick.
Hey, man, like,
top one.
but yeah, I do think, yeah, PSG, man. Dembele's on a different level. He's motivated. He's mature. He's hungry.
A mustache.
He wants that Ballon d'Or. He wants to bring it back for French football. I know secretly inside he really wants to win it before Mbappe does. So I'm sure that he has a little edge. I know they're friends, but I'm sure he has a little edge inside him that, like, man, I gotta get this Ballon d'Or before Kylian for PSG.
Yeah.
That'd be different gravy. That would be really bad for Mbappe. Actually,
100%.
it'd be so bad.
I agree.
It'd be really bad. But I got PSG. Too good.
You think if this is again all speculations, this is obviously Barca doesn't win it, but if Dembele wins Champions League, wins the Ballon d'Or, is his legacy better than Mbappe's at PSG?
At PSG,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For
You think-
easily.
yeah, PSG.
I
Yes,
think
as-
obviously, but
career.
this,
No,
this is a question. Like, do you think fans would prefer or would say Dembele is better,
100%,
right?
100%,
Which is nuts.
yeah, 100%.
It's kind of nuts.
Because he did what Mbappe couldn't, right? He led them to a Champions League final. I think for PSG, that's what they've been chasing for what, over a decade
yeah.
now, right?
Those guys
So,
don't give a shit about the league, bro.
Would
They've been
Dembele's
winning
legacy be better than Neymar's?
at PSG, yeah,
Say it again. Say it again.
Would Dembele's legacy
100%.
be better than Neymar?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
obviously.
bringing them their first
Yeah.
Champions League.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
It'd be better than Messi's at PSG too, bro.
No,
That's
but
the
like,
goat.
But like Neymar, that was his team for how long?
For like 2 years.
For a
Oh,
good
yeah, I
amount.
guess
Yeah.
one no. Mbappe-
To be honest,
Mbappe takes the time.
And this and call me crazy, but if Dembele wins the Champions League with Paris, wins the Ballon d'Or with Paris, it's bigger than Zlatan's as well.
I was about to
I
ask
know
that.
you
Is
were.
it better
I
than
know-
Zlatan's?
I read your mind, brother.
Bro, this guy's reading me, bro.
I'm reading you, bro.
You think so? Really?
You think Ibros is bigger than Neymar?
Well, yeah, because just think about the celebrations in the streets of Paris. It's gonna be monumental.
This is
You
huge.
think Ibros is bigger than Mbappe's and Neymar's? For you just say that last.
Bro, Ibra's been there for so long. If you really think about it, Ibra's team, if you really think about it, is PSG.
Like,
that
Mbappe's
should
like
be
the
his
all-time
team.
top goal scorer for PSG.
Sometimes it's not all about the records.
Bro, you just said it's not all about the goals, man.
Yeah.
It's
not
not
about
but
the
What
goals.
Zlatan's done for that team alone, like, bro.
He was like the pioneer of this oil era, right? Like he was the first one with the oil rig in the ground.
And Teo,
You know, he was there, bro. He was there while they were rigging the oil. These guys came after with the yachts, the watches,
How's-
the
how's-
APs.
how's Teo Silva not have a bigger legacy than Zlatan?
He does.
Well,
man.
because
He's there
Zlatan
longer.
He's a
had
defender,
his photo in front of the Eiffel Tower. The new era of PSG.
yeah, dude.
He just had more.
The
PR.
forward is always gonna have more PR, man. Didn't you learn that from
No,
today's
I know,
episode?
but that doesn't mean you have more legacy though.
It does. It does.
For the most part, sometimes.
Because when you think, if you're a fan, you think back to the games. You're remembering when Zlatan scored that goal, when he did this, when he did that. Obviously, the defensive actions of Thiago Silva very important, but you don't remember it.
I don't remember.
You gotta ask
You
some
don't remember
PSG
that
fans,
slide
bro.
tackle.
You don't remember it as much, right? You don't remember it as much as the goals, right?
You gotta
Like,
talk to some PSG fans.
Yeah,
man.
shout out the great people at PSG Club Toronto.
yeah, man.
Good people over there.
Shut up.
But yeah, guys, I think we could end the podcast there, guys.
Think?
Champions League tomorrow. I'm super nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna go into work tomorrow. Like I'm just so nervous.
Probably shouldn't disclose that.
He's sick.
I might be
Cough, cough.
maybe sick tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us guys know who you guys have winning the second leg of the Champions League. Do you guys like that Trent went to Real Madrid?
Boo.
Do you think Raphinha should have been Italian?
No.
And is Brazil a laughing stock?
Never.
Where'd you get that from? Wait, did we talk about that?
Ancelotti.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we did.
But yes, guys.
Great chest hair.
Who?
Nylander.
It's very curly.
But yes, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure to leave a 5-star rating on the audio. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like our YouTube. Follow everything. Follow us. Everything we do, man. Just make sure you follow. And hey, I go over there, tax man over here.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
doing his taxes.
Yeah.
Tax
My
collection.
apologies, man. I'm already thinking about the game tomorrow, man.
Guys,
I'm
making
already
bets
locked in
already.
on the
Are you
game.
locking in your bets for tomorrow?
I'm locked in my bets on PointsBet Canada, man.
Of course, bro.
You know I am, man. I'm gonna lock in at plus 275 FCB 123. Let's go.
That looks like
The
Wolf of Wall Street.
Youth missionary looking at.
All
Enough
right.
about me, man.
Anyway,
boys.
you know who we are.
We the culture, man.
Ciao, ciao.
Good night. We out.
Bye.
Au revoir.